how do you know that someone has stopped growing in their life? Or how do you know for yourself that you're growing or you've kind of hit a kind of a ceiling in your life? In this podcast, I'm going to be sharing 5 ways to figure out for yourself that if you're on the growth path or if you have concealed yourself. Okay. And I'm not trying to be judgmental here, but I just want to really give you some good indicators, research backed, and that a lot of high performers know that they are very aware of, that they use to determine if they are growing or not. So let's start off with the very first thing. So when someone stops growing, one of the immediate indicators is they're not spontaneous anymore. So let me give you an example of, you getting into your office meeting where, you're well prepared, you anticipated those questions, you knew what kind of things are going to come up, you prepared well, and you entered the meeting room. What is going to happen? Do you think you're going to be spontaneous, or you're just going to try to beat around the bush and do things and just to deflect that question? How do you think it's going to go? You know the answer. You're going to be more spontaneous. You know why? Because you're going to be more prepared. Just like that, in your career, in your life, if you want to just be spontaneous as a person, you need to have higher levels of clarity. You need to build your own personal clarity. It can be your value systems, your why. You need to know your desires. You need to know the identity that you're trying to build. And I also train a lot of individuals on what their success markers are. What's going to tell them that if you do this consistently, you're going to be successful? So if you have a little bit more clarity on all of these things, you will be more spontaneous and not be a concealed version of you. I hope this is making sense to you, right? So that's one of the big indicators. The second one is if you're not communicating, your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, aspirations, goals more often, need not be to the world, but at least to people whom you trust and who you deeply connect with. If you're not yet doing that, probably it's an indicator that you've kind of stopped yourself from growing, and if you're not pushing that concealed version of you. So let me give you a kind of an analogy here. Okay, so when we were living in our tribes, like long back, when we did not have these buildings and stuff like that, we were hunters and gatherers. What we had to do was we had to go hunt, we had to kill those animals, get the fruits, plants, everything. We had to literally fight our way to find the food, right? And in those situations, we had to be scared, to be very much alert, to know if there is any predator out there, if there are any kind of other risks for our life, for our tribe's life, so on and so forth. We had to be very cautious during those times. And we had to kind of demonstrate a different kind of courage then, right? But currently, in this day and age that we are living in, we don't have to demonstrate that kind of a courage. What we have to definitely do is to just be ourselves, to authentically express our own thoughts, our own feelings, our emotions, our goals and desires. As I said, need not be to the world, but to people who we trust and we believe in. Okay, this is actually an act of courage in the current day and age. So that's the second indicator for you. So if you're not doing that enough, probably you're concealing yourself. And the third indicator that you need to be aware of, you need to watch out for, is, are you setting stretch goals? Are you setting stretch goals? When I say stretch goals, a lot of people, they mix up tasks and goals. They think going and getting a grocery from a grocery store is a goal today. No, that's just a task. That task is going to help you achieve your goal of cooking an awesome meal for your family. Understanding the difference, right? So a stretch goal. Um, are you setting stretch goals enough? That's going to help you expand your comfort zone. That's going to help you acquire better skill sets. That's going to activate your mindset to think differently and to act differently. Those are the stretch goals that you need to be setting. And if you're not doing that yet, probably that's an indicator that you're concealing yourself a little bit too much. I hope this is making sense. Okay. And the fourth indicator that you need to watch out for, if you're truly ready to take your game to the next level, is not feeling fulfilled. Not feeling fulfilled. And if you ask me, Karthik, which phone do you use? I use the OnePlus mobiles since quite some time now. And if you ask me, Karthik, what would be the one reason due to which you would not pick up this phone, the OnePlus phone? I would say that the one reason would be their tagline. The tagline which says never settle, right? That would probably be one reason why I wouldn't pick that. Not because it's a bad tagline, but because it can be interpreted very, very wrongly. That can lead to a lot of chaos in our lives. Not settle. It means to keep hustling, to not enjoy the moment, to not be present, to not honor the struggle, to not be kind to ourselves as we are going towards the next level. Honoring the struggle, as I said, as we're trying to not stay in that concealed zone and to stay in that growth zone, right? So those are the things I just wanted to give you some perspective on that, because especially in this day and age, the hustle culture, which is about grinding yourself out, not taking any break, just burning yourself out, and not showing up as your best version. That's not what we are doing here, especially through this podcast, and especially in my coaching, which is about how do you achieve your high performance, right? Without burning out, while having great relationship, not wrecking your health and everything, and also achieving long-term success. So for that, it's very, very important that you stay fulfilled. While you're hustling, bring out the joy. And if you want to bring out the joy, you need to stay, in that zone of spontaneity. You need to know yourself a little bit more. You need to have that courage to start communicating things. And you need to have stretch goals. And more than stretch goals, find the right peer group who are going to help you, support you, guide you to the next level. That's point number 4. And point number 5 is on the similar lines, is to not hate the process, not hate the process, and being in love. Being in love. In fact, I was reading this book on intention, and one of the ways to bring in this superpower of intention is to stay in that state of love, to be in that state of love. Because when you do that, you're not going to conceal yourself. You're going to be yourself. You're going to bring out your authenticity, and that's going to help you grow, and also people around you grow with you. Okay, so with that, I just want to share a prompt with you here. What do you got to break away from? What do you got to break away from to go past the concealed version of you, and to really create that wings for yourself so that you can fly and take off to your next level? That's something I want you to think of. And if this Performance Edge podcast episode added value into your life, please don't forget to share it. Please share this message with someone you love, you like, who you know are in their concealed version, who haven't yet broken through, because probably they're not aware of one or more of these things. Help them out. Share the message. Keep building yourself, and I'll catch you soon in the next one. Take care.